that that's out of the way, whenever you're developing a website like this, the first thing you're gonna want to do is a super thorough content model. Now, what do I mean when I say a content model? So we talked about the idea that there were several elements that made up this one story. Okay, let's think about these for a second. So we have tags. Actually, I'm gonna come over to Canva. We'll go to a blank Canva. I already have this board here. Let's just fire up a sticky. And let's start taking note of all the different elements that our site is made up of, right? So right off the bat, we have tags. And that is very small. So let's make this like maybe 60. Yeah, so we have tags. And maybe let's bullet this. Yeah. We have tags. We have the story itself. That's where this title comes in, right? So the story. We have the person, right? So we have a person, a concept of a person content type. A person can be associated with a story. We have, and that's really it, right? That's really it, I think. As far as the bare minimum things that we are going to be doing today, I mean, well, for this series, we just want a website that has just that, right? I have a story. I have a bunch of stories, right? That's going to be all we focus on, our game stories. I have a bunch of stories. Those stories can be by whoever, like a person, and they can be placed in different sections of my website, right? So I may have a PlayStation tag where all of my PlayStation stories belong. I may have a developer, a person named Combo Junkie who's created these 10 stories, right? So that's kind of where we're gonna go with this. All right. So now that we have that, let's actually start real life modeling this content. Let's start with tags. So the concept of a tag seems really simple to me. It needs to have a title. Let's see, when you go to the Oppenheimer section, it needs to have an image. So let's do this. Let's start with tags. Let's do this. So let's go here. Actually, I don't want to do that. Let's just copy this. And now we will do, this is our tags. And let's just do the, we'll call this like tag fields. There we go. Alright, so our tag fields are gonna be, what did I say? I said a title. So a tag, I won't say tag title, tag is already implied, so we'll say title, and image. I don't see a description. Yeah, summary. Alright, so we'll do a description for ours. Yeah, we'll do a description for ours. And then what else does it have? Let's see if this has a sense of hierarchy, because sometimes a tag can be a part of a hierarchy. For example, sports can be a parent, but underneath sports you can have basketball. And then basketball could be a parent, but underneath that you could have high school, right? High school basketball. So let's actually, let's just take that into consideration. We'll have a field called parent, and if this field is null, then this tag itself is the parent, okay? I don't know if we need anything else. Just looking at how they did it. Let's actually look at some other gaming websites too. Gaming websites. No, let's say gaming news sites. GameSpot. Yeah, this is a really popular one. You gonna take me to it? Alright, kind of looks the same. I like the, it actually looks a little better in my personal opinion. But yeah, so here's a good example. If we go PS5, I wonder if they're gonna give me some children categories for this. It doesn't look like it. If we go news, these are the content type eyebrows here. Doesn't look like they're giving us any, it doesn't look like they're going any farther than the parent, which is fine. Let's go look at one more. I like the concept of hierarchy, but I am totally fine not having any hierarchy whatsoever. And we can always bake hierarchy in, but it's a little hard because if you start establishing relationships after the fact, then you have to go backdate all your content, which is not fun. It's never fun. Look at that, IGN number 2, Game Informer. That used to be one of my favorite ones back in the day. I don't know about Games Radar. I'm new to that one. So here's a here's one that looks like it has subcategories. Yeah, game news, movies, and TV, and then under go to guides. Let's go PS5. Yeah, these are like not cheats. I remember they used to call them cheats, but that's what they call them here. But they're like walkthroughs or whatever. I used to buy these books from game shops. All right, so I think we're good here. I'm not gonna worry about the parent for this. If we find ourselves going more than one layer deep, then we can worry about the parent. You know what? I'm actually gonna worry about it because I am here to learn this CMS, and I want to challenge myself with doing very like complicated things. So let's go ahead and account for that. So I think tags is good. Let's actually do person next, and the reason I say that is because of all of these content types that I have here, these 3. Only one of them is going to reference the other 2, which is story. Story can reference tags, and a story can reference a person, right? But a person can't reference a story. Like, you wouldn't create a person and then tag a bunch of stories to that person. You'd create a story and tag a person to that story. And the same with tags, right? You create a story and tag a bunch of tags to that story. So we'll do person next. Actually, I'll actually move this up in the list, so it's visual. And then we'll go here. Uh-oh. Alright, we'll go here. There we go. And we will, let's do this. Make these a little smaller because we'll need one more, right, for story. So we'll do that. Story's going to be big anyway, so I'm going to leave these alone now that I think about it, because story's going to be big. Let's get these back center stage. This out the way. Okay. So then we have story fields. All right, and a story is a lot, I think, right? I mean, sorry, not story, it's person fields. Person field. All right, jumping the gun there. All right, let's go to our home page, grab another story, grab a person. So this is Taylor. We already used her as an example. Get another example. Margot, oh, Taylor's on top of the world. If I'm not mistaken, IGN has a thing where their staff has to submit 5 articles per week, and I don't think they have a timing on it. So I imagine procrastinators or folks that are busy with other things may wait until the last day to do all 5 of their stories, thus pushing their content to the very front of the list on some days. So I am literally just guessing that. I have no idea if that's true. Okay, so let's talk about person. Person obviously needs a name. And I think name needs to be capable of being broken out into first name, last name. So I'll do first, middle, last, and then maybe a nickname or a handle. Something like that. Like I'll call it a nickname for our site, but you know what I mean. Something like their name may be Chris, but they go by Combo, right? So there's that. Let's do this is a title. Right, so it looks like they have a title. Okay. They have a bio. Yep, they have a bio. They have an image, which is awesome. And there's the handle, Mitchell IGN, I bet. An image. They have a handle, which we've already done in nickname. I guess we can... There's no time you'd ever show all 3 of these at the same time, so I'm actually going to pull nickname out, and nickname will just be handle. Trying to think. I think I do want this. And if I do want to... Is nickname a compound word? I think it is. And then maybe a handle as well, right? Maybe a site handle. So how folks on our site, knows them, right? Like, what do they know them by? So That feels like a nickname to me, though. I'm just gonna say nickname suffices for the handle. And if that needs to change later, it should be capable of changing. And then we have social. We have social. And I think this should be selectable, right? You should be able to put in your Twitter, your Facebook, your IG, your YouTube, your Twitch, like all of those socials, right? You should be able to put in, and you know, we'll do something on the design side that says if you have 3 of those, all the icons pop up here, right? And I'm pretty sure you can click this and it goes in a new tab to his Twitter. Yeah, it'll be just like that, right? We'll be able to kind of peruse through these the content for our person. So I think we're good on person. I think that suffices for person. Okay, and let's get a little more descriptive about what we need for image as well, because it's not just image, right? We need the actual image file. We need the alt text, which is the text that you see when you hover over. It's like for accessibility. It's the text you see when you hover over an image. So like if we go here, right? We let's just click dev tools for him real quick. That loads. I'm not sure what's happening there. Oh, there it is. Okay. So there's the dev tools. This image tag has an alt text of his name, right? So if I hover over this and I just leave the mouse there, that should pop up. His name should pop up. All right, it's not popping up. But also, I think that's the title attribute actually that does that. The one that shows his, man, this is slow. I don't know how they're generating that. So let's see. No, there's no title tag. Let's add a title tag and see if that works. So we'll just use this. Yeah, title equals hover over me, bro. All right, and then now I think if we hover over him, the browser will the browser automatically shows that. So I'm definitely gonna use that on our front end. But the alt text is more so for screen readers, right? So if a screen reader hovered over this, which I'm pretty sure you can do, White House, I suck at accessibility, honestly. I won't say I suck, but I could be better. This is page performance, but I know there's a way in here where you can do screen reading, and you can kind of test what the screen reader will see, right? And the way that works is you tab around, and this is just I don't know if anyone's done accessibility before, but if you tab around on any site, especially these days, you can actually tab through the site content. So this is actually ordered in a really weird way. You can see, like, here, let's just refresh this and see where we start when we tab in. So we start at IGN. Okay, so it's starting us through the menu, which is not bad, but it skips our guy. It skips the main reason we're here. It goes right into the more story section, which is not a good that's not a good experience for someone who's not you know, who's not able to see. They're visually impaired and they need to rely on a screen reader. At this point in the navigation, I have no idea where I am, and I've been hitting tab the whole time. So yeah, this could use some cleanup on the accessibility side. Neither here nor there. We now know what we need for image is image file, alt, right? We need the caption, just in case underneath our image we want to say what the image is about. And that, I think this is gonna suffice. I think we'll use our alt text for the title and alt tags, so we won't have to duplicate that. And I think that if we're talking about a person, the image is probably the same information, right? We want the file, the caption for that person, yeah, and the alt, right? So our image that we add to a person, we can pretty much piggyback this same model. So we'll do some recycling there. I think that's fine. And I think we're good there. I think now we can move on to the more difficult story content type.